and gentlemen, welcome to Off the Chest of Timothy Regal. I am your host, the sexiest man in Midwest independent wrestling from the neck up, Timothy Regal. Joined, of course, by the 7-star mind, Alex McCarthy, who I can only see from the nose up for some reason. Alex, how are you?
Doing well, Regal, doing well.
I can't
How
see
are you?
So I don't know.
So? What do you mean you can't see me? Bum, ba, ba.
You're like John Cena. I can't see you. I am doing well.
Is that better?
There you go. That's better. I can see you now. Alex, it's an exciting day.
It's Rusev Day.
Well, every day is Rusev Day, but it's an exciting day here at the Slam Fam Wrestling Network.
That's right.
Would you like to make the official announcement to tell the people why it is an exciting time at the Slam Fam Wrestling Network?
Today was the official opening of our TeePublic store, tpublic.com/user/Slam Fam Wrestling Network. How they knew Regal was a user is beyond me. Wow. We've already made some sales. I think Regal's mom bought a shirt.
Regal's mom bought a shirt with Regal on it.
Ma Regal. Where's she gonna wear that?
Oh, I'm sure. Knowing my mom, everywhere.
And then she's gonna say, "This is my son. This is little Regal."
Well, I'm sure she also bought it because she loves to. The one thing my mom does love is the fact that she knows Seth Rollins. So, I'm sure she loves the fact that of course, the shirt is myself with I believe the feet of Mr. Rollins are visible in the image.
I think it's back, isn't it?
It might be his back.
Hey, and WWE, if you're listening, please don't sue us for that, because I just took that off the internet.
It's my IP too. I was in it, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm free to use that image. No.
Or you can get a really badass Puro Regal t-shirt, and I just have to say, go ahead.
I was gonna give you the props. You killed it on that Puro Regal design. That is a cool looking design. That is definitely something I'm looking forward to getting. Looking forward to getting that Slam Fam Wrestling Network t-shirt, which looks great in blue.
Yes.
And then obviously the Off the Chest with the Regal shirt. More shirts are coming. We've got a few ideas. I know a lot of people like some of the more comedy bits. Maybe some of the more famous things that you hear here on Off the Chest may eventually make their way onto a shirt. So
you can also get your 7-Star Mind Academy t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody wants that.
Fuck you, Regal.
Has Moondog Bernard bought a 7-Star Mind Academy shirt?
Not yet.
Well, he doesn't wear shirts, so he's
gonna. He's gonna.
Okay. But I heard you were trying to give out some 7-Star Mind Academy shirts to some potential clients, but nobody was taking you up on the offer.
I don't give anything away, Regal.
You even have a 7-Star Mind mug.
You can get it. Yeah, I do.
Can you
shout out?
Can we get a 7-Star Mind mug on TeePublic?
I'm gonna look right now. I think you can get. Okay, so you can get a mug, but it's more like a coffee mug. It's not like a tumbler.
I need to get an off. See, I need a coffee tumbler. I need the to-go cup. That's what I drink out of. I need
Regal, maybe you need both.
Well,
they don't have tumblers on TeePublic as of right now. Maybe in the future.
The weird thing is even
at TeePublic.
The weird thing for me is even when I'm at home, I still drink coffee out of like the to-go mug.
Do you?
Even if I'm at home, I still drink out of the to-go mug. That's what I've gotten so used to drinking out of. That's what I pretty much always make my coffee out of. Plus, I don't like just making the traditional 12-ounce, 14-ounce coffee mug. No, my coffees are like 24-ounce coffees. So I drink a lot of coffee. So.
This is riveting podcast content, Regal. Speaking of riveting podcast content, last night recorded 3 episodes of Booze, Brawls, and Brave another shitty wrestling podcast. That is available on the QC Hassle podcast feed. If you haven't heard that yet, we recorded episodes 6, 7, and 8 last night. So if you're interested in hearing those, go check them out. And if you're not, keep listening to this shitty podcast.
And while you were doing Brews, Brawls, and Brave, I and Gary Freeland were recording episode 2 of the Puro Regal podcast, talking New Japan Pro Wrestling, talking all the news, the notes, the all elite wrestling news and the rally, the contract situations, Kushida leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then we previewed the Road to and the 3 big new beginning shows. So,
you know what, Regal, I have a confession to make. Something I'm not very proud of.
What's that?
I listened to your show.
You did listen to the Pure Regal podcast?
I did.
And you loved it and thought it was amazing, and now you want to watch more New Japan. You subscribed to New Japan World specifically because of listening to my podcast.
No. But I do have your login and password for New Japan World if I want to watch New Japan.
It is on your Fire Stick, so.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't broadcast that. Although I do have to say, Gary Freeland has a great voice. He was worried that his voice didn't sound good. He has a great voice for radio.
I have hit the co-host lottery not once but twice.
You really have.
Yeah. Darnell was great that one time we did a podcast.
Oh, fuck you. What did you and Darnell do?
We did was it an NXT Takeover post show? I think you might have been there too.
Oh, I might. Yeah, that sounds right.
I think we hitched a ride on the mothership back in the day.
Yeah. We should get Darnell on Fam.
But no, definitely it's exciting times here at the Slam Fam because we got a lot of new content coming out. We got new merchandise.
I think I might be doing a podcast with Todd Countryman.
Doing what?
Watching random wrestling that we know nothing about and trying to figure out what's going on.
Dude, you want to do that? You just watch Lucha Libre. Because
I want to watch something different every time and just watch like something that we like, whether it's like an indie or an old territory, just like. If either of us know anything about it, I think it'd be off limits. It just has to be find stuff that we know absolutely nothing about and do live commentary. I
can point you into some inroads to some late to some mid '80s outlaw opposition territory shows that are pretty amazing stuff to watch. It's as close as you'll ever get to Southpaw Regional Wrestling, but they actually did do it. I've got a few places you can find some of that footage that I think would be an excellent idea for that type of a show.
Maybe we won't really do it. We just kind of threw it out there.
That would be a fun idea. And Todd's a funny guy.
I want to get more content out in 2019.
Oh yeah, that is a goal. That's obviously why. My goal. So, and I think with Puro Regal, that is definitely a thing that is happening. So,
I think we're gonna call this one Puro Rando.
Puro Rando.
Yeah.
But no. You got any teasers for the for the next few episodes of Booze, Brawls, and Braves? I got it.
Yeah. Sure. So, it'll be kayfabe. I'm gonna reveal this information. Don't tell anybody that I gave a little spoiler alert. The first episode we talk about, the first one we recorded, which aired today, is our Royal Rumble predictions. We predicted who's gonna win the Rumble. We gave a Raw men's prediction and a SmackDown men's prediction and a Raw women's prediction and a SmackDown women's prediction. And then the next one, we did another fantasy draft episode. And this one we drafted who would be our starting roster for if Tony Khan gave us an open checkbook for All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. That'll be interesting to hear, especially with the guys, with some of the people on that podcast that don't do a lot of the indie
Well,
smartness that
we
myself.
weren't required to. We were operating under the assumption that we could steal whoever we wanted from WWE. So there were definitely a lot of WWE picks. Because otherwise, if you think about our listener base, they wouldn't know a lot of indie guys. And honestly, some of the guys on the podcast didn't know a lot of indie guys.
Yeah.
I got I'll tell you off the air, but I got a fuck ton of not heat, but a fuck ton of shit for who I picked for my male mid-card champion because none of them had heard of him.
Okay. But Alex, we spent about 10 minutes talking about plugging our TeePublic and talking about other podcasts, so we should probably
we're giving people time to go buy a fucking t-shirt on TeePublic. Also, if you're listening to this on Tuesday or anytime between Tuesday and the Royal Rumble, go to Facebook and look for the group Keyboard Creative and vote for our Road to WrestleMania booking competition, round 1, the Royal Rumble. There will be 3 entries in there of Royal Rumble booking from myself, Gary Freeland, and Alex Puretti. And so you can vote for round 1 of that on Tuesday when you're listening to this podcast. Just search Keyboard Creative on Facebook.
There was supposed to be more, but somebody forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. That's why I've extended the deadline twice.
Yeah, and then I still forgot again. No, it's
you had already given up by the time I extended the deadline.
Yeah,
because I still haven't finished.
Okay, but no, I think
time we're recording.
I think Alex, we should talk about the fact. I think the biggest thing that we have going on this week is Saturday night.
Hold on. I want to stop. Oh, go ahead. You're talking about the past?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Saturday night, out in Walcott, Iowa. First off,
never been there.
Huge thank you if you are an SCWpro fan that's listening to this that came out Saturday night. That we had some weather issues the night before, and there was a little we had to dig ourselves out in the morning, but
it wasn't nearly as bad as it had been forecasted.
No, thankfully the weather gave us a break and did not hit us as hard as they said it was going to originally, and gave everybody a chance to get to Walcott. And it was really cold, but a absolutely packed house. And I'm always a fan of I've always pumped up for the Prestige Rumble. It's the January show. We're kicking off a new year, and obviously we've been on a little bit of a break, but I really, really, really feel like this show just blew it out of the water. And not only that, but in the process, SCWpro, essentially, we broke wrestling Twitter on Saturday night. So
yeah, we did.
And I literally, when and I think we can kind of, we'll kind of pull the curtain back just a tad.
Yeah, I was planning to.
We were sitting there, and the powers that be were saying, "Hey, there's going to be, we got a big surprise. Don't let anything out. Making sure to tell everybody, don't be tweeting anything out." And I'm sitting there thinking, maybe we got Jimmy Jacobs, who's a friend of SCWpro. I'm thinking maybe we got Jimmy or somebody. Maybe some Jimmy's coming, or maybe this guy's coming, or that guy's coming.
My head maybe went Bob Holly.
Yeah, or somebody
lives in Dubuque.
One of the legends that lives in the area.
Sonny Ono lives in Sioux City.
Dude, can we book?
Could you imagine if we had Sonny Ono in the Prestige Rumble?
Can we get Sonny? I just want to get. I want to get Sonny Ono and just have him come out and sell Ninja Star Wars to everybody.
Oh God.
That's what we should do if we ever book Sonny Ono. No. But obviously we're sitting there, and all of a sudden a guy in a.
I saw him before you did, so can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Sean and I are setting up sound while Regal was watching New Japan on his phone.
I was.
And we see Merrick go down the ramp to the door and literally see someone in a mask. And I'm like, who the heck is it? And then all of a sudden, and I'm thinking, maybe it's Bob Holly, maybe it's Marty Jannetty, maybe it's 1-2-3 Kid. I'm thinking ex WWE legend, something like that. And they slide off the mask, and I literally, Sean and I just explode with joy and have the biggest smiles on our face, because here we are expecting like a name he is a name. He's a legend in Midwest independent wrestling. We see the Money Matt Cage, and we were both just so excited to see him that I literally just said exploded with joy.
I mean,
and honestly, I think I was way more excited for Matt Cage than I would have been for any, because it's my friend. You know what I mean? It was a friend. It wasn't like somebody that I never met that I'd be nervous about making an impression on or whatever. It was my friend, and I was so happy to see Matt Cage.
I mean, for me, and obviously it's like, hey, and there's kind of the, hey, this is the surprise that nobody's to know about, and I look, I'm kind of out of the corner of my eye, because I'm looking in a different direction.
You're looking at your phone.
Yeah, well, I think at that point I had to put my phone down. But I just see out of the corner of my eye, and once it enters my field of vision, and I'm like, no way, that's not him. And I look, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Matt Cage.
Right.
And Matt, not only, I mean, one of the coolest, nicest, best dudes that I've had the pleasure of working with in wrestling, but also as a wrestling fan, as an independent wrestling fan, one of my favorite people in the Midwest Indies to watch. I mean, whether it was Aid is running AEW, Freelance, Dreamwave, Matt has put on quality matches with, I mean, not just, Matt is a guy who can wrestle an up-and-coming guy, like obviously a couple years ago, the Heartbreak match with Dante Leone.
Yes, I voted that for Match of the Year for 2017.
Or then, like, you go to Dreamwave, where he's wrestling the top of the heap, like Brian Cage, like Johnny Gargano, AR Fox. Matt is a guy who has good matches with anybody he gets in the ring with, and right, essentially at the height of his career, made a decision to step away from the business, and essentially looked, by all intents and purposes, that he was completely done, not going to do any type of comeback deals or anything like that. And then, obviously things happen, and we found out Saturday night that Matt Cage was going to be in the Prestige Rumble, and I think it was a amazing moment from his intro all the way through the match. I mean, this guy.
You thought I did a good job introducing him?
Oh, you kill the fact that I think your voice about cracked. Yeah, no, and Matt gets in there, and he's going at the highest level, has not lost a single step. I mean, he played the Matt Cage greatest hits reel in that Prestige Rumble, and we
saw the money clip, we saw the pay dirt, we saw everything that you know and love from Matt Cage.
Oh yeah, and it was awesome to call, awesome to watch as a wrestling fan, and then to see the reaction of the people in the building, and then as the reaction starts to hit the Twitterverse, and you see so many people. I got a tweet from my buddy Sean, the hot tub review guy, as some people know him. Just how happy he was that Matt Cage is back. Matt Cage is a guy that a lot of people really, really love. So now, obviously, it was a Prestige Rumble. There's a video you can check out on SCWpro's Facebook or YouTube that Matt kind of leaves it up in the air as to what his future is. But I'm hoping and praying that we see Matt again sooner rather than later in 2019.
Somebody else we saw, another surprise in the Prestige Rumble, somebody who didn't leave it up in the air and basically said, hey, no, this is a one-time thing, not a return, don't call it a comeback. Sitting in the back row with his entire family was Nevin Knoxville, and his music plays. He's holding his baby daughter. His wife looks at him and I believe says, are you I'll just go ahead and say it. I believe his wife said, are you fucking kidding me? And he hands her the baby and says, here, hold on, I got to go to work for a minute. And entered the Prestige Rumble. And what a surprise. What a great surprise.
The best part by far is, I talked to Nevin afterwards and he said, I made it on purpose so that I was holding my kid so that I had to hand him over to the wife. And I had actually asked Nevin before the Rumble. I said, "Hey, you gonna be in the Rumble?" He goes, "No, I'm not gonna be in the Rumble. I'm retired. I'm not gonna be that guy and all this stuff."
You didn't look at the list?
I saw the list. I didn't look at the list because I didn't look at the list until like we got to number 19, and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, who's number 20?" So literally about like right before the countdown clock hit, I looked over at our sound guy's board and saw the music that was queued up, and I went, oh, okay. No, so that was great too. I thought the Rumble I thought was super fun. A lot of guys.
Can I tell a quick story about that?
Good.
About Nevin. I realized that Nevin is number 20.
Okay.
And I realized that we had a brand new security crew for this show. So about number 18, number 19, I look at Merrick Brave and I say, does security know that number 20 is going to come out of the crowd?
Nice.
Just thinking, because I'm thinking, if I'm security, most of them, I hate to say it, probably don't know who Nevin Knoxville is. And he just looks at me and he goes, if they try to stop him from getting into the ring, I will go over there and personally punch them in the throat. I was like, okay. So that's what happened. Security did not stop Nevin from getting in the ring, but Prestige was a great time had by all, as always. Regal, you don't have to adjust your computer. I'm not looking at you.
Nice.
But yeah, Prestige was, and big shout out, congratulations to two people. First of all, the new SCWpro champion, Xander Killen. So happy for that dude. Somebody who works hard, and obviously this is not kayfabe
for this particular episode.
Right.
So no,
right. We don't.
Because kayfabe, no, I don't want to congratulate him. No, fuck that guy.
Right.
He does throw his shirts at me all the time. That's.
Yeah.
He's got incredible aim with those shirts, because that distance from the ring to the commentary table is a pretty long way.
Well, but the thing you have to think about is they're not covered in sweat because, well, he doesn't sweat.
No, they're covered in water.
Yeah, they are, don't they? Because he douses himself.
Yeah. No. Congratulations to Xander Killen, a guy. Did you see? Speaking of Xander Killen, I'll just kind of venture just really quick on a side topic. Did you see the first 4 names announced for the AAW? Is it the Path to Tomorrow tournament?
Fight for the Future tournament.
Fight for the Future tournament. Yes. The first 4 names in that: Xander Killen, Sage Kanan, Joe Acer, and the Corn Belt Cowboy, Steve Manders.
Oof.
So obviously that there's some pretty tough competition for the first 4 names, and I know there's more names to come. So we'll see who is going to be. I'm really excited for that, because I know a lot of the people that you see at SCWpro, a lot of the young kids out of that Black and Brave Wrestling Academy are going to be in that tournament. we should congratulate somebody else for their performance Saturday night. One Heather Reckless.
Oh yeah, Heather Reckless made her debut.
Heather Reckless making her debut against Valentina Loca in a really, really good match.
Absolutely.
I was very impressed with what I saw there. She is a very athletic, very strong young lady. So really looking forward to seeing what she does now that she is stepping into the in-ring competition. But no, it was a fun night. We saw I suppose we talked about Xander Killen winning the title, but I mean, we got to talk about the way the thing that happened. You were closer. Did you get a look at who? I'm pretty sure I saw black tape around the thumb.
It looked like Mason Beck to me.
I mean, Mason Beck said he wasn't going to be there, and
no, Mason Beck said he was going to be there.
And then
SCW said he wasn't going to be there.
SCW said he wasn't going to be there, and then
he said, "I'd like to see you stop me."
The lights went out. A huge guy in a hood comes out with a black thumb that we all know is Mason Beck, spiking a Beck bomb to the Shug. So, you know, I mean, are you going to go tell Mason Beck he has to leave?
I don't talk to Mason Beck. Y'all can't pay me enough to talk to Mason Beck. Keep that man far away from me as possible.
Yeah, the other guy we need to congratulate. Somebody else made their in-ring debut.
Oh yeah. I keep thinking we're gonna congratulate the winner of the Rumble, but we got everybody else as a brother.
Rich Gill, the photographer, picking up a victory over JP Finger.
Oh man.
That is a thing that happened.
Anything can happen in SCWpro, right?
I mean, when the photographer gets the Stone Cold Steve Austin pop when he does a figure four leg lock to JP Finger, I mean, that's pretty amazing. But we should congratulate Travis Titan for winning the Prestige Rumble this year. After last year making it all the way to the last man that got to the final two, he came out
last year too.
Yeah, got screwed. He wins this year, so I mean, obviously, you're looking at a huge match coming down the road with Xander Killen and Travis Titan, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun to call. So it was definitely a very fun, huge night. So I'm still happy. I was talking to people at work about it today.
What did they think?
They're like, yeah, great, Regal, what's wrestling? Shoot. No, not that.
Shit. All right, who's gonna win the Royal Rumble? Who's gonna win the men's Royal Rumble?
I think your men's Royal Rumble. I'm gonna go.
I really have no idea.
I gotta go with my guy. I think the man.
Jinder Mahal?
No. I'm not hindering
Baron
Jinder.
Corbin?
I can't just glare at you because the people can't listen to this, but no.
Yeah, they can't listen to you glare at me.
No. I'm gonna go with the man who, if it wasn't for him, this show wouldn't be called Off the Chest of Timothy Regal.
Fair. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a podcast because I'd be like, who the heck are you?
No, I think we'd still have a podcast. We'd just be calling it something else. We'd be calling it Regal. Listen to Timothy Regal talk for an hour.
Jesus.
Come on, that was funny.
Hey, if we're gonna call it listen to Timothy Regal talk for an hour, we better get sponsored by Prozac.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, you gotta give it to me. That was a good line.
Oh, No,
Prozac, they should sponsor us.
Prozac, they should sponsor us. God damn it.
Oh, shit.
I definitely got to go with our man Seth Rollins. Let's see the official list as of right now, and keep in mind we're recording this on Monday night, so we're literally in the middle of Raw right now, so there may be changes as we speak. But right now, Men's Royal Rumble, we have R-Truth, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kofi, Xavier Woods, Seth Rollins, Jeff Hardy, Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, John Cena, Elias, Baron Corbin, Jinder Mahal, Apollo Crews, Andrade, Mustafa Ali, and Rey
God, I hate
Mysterio.
that.
What?
And fucking Andrade. He's just Andrade now.
Yes, I know. Hey, you want to figure out what your WWE name is? Chop off your last name. That's your WWE name.
I'm Alex.
Yes, and I am Timothy. No.
To get rid of the first name. A lot of times to get rid of the first name.
Yeah. So Seth Rollins is just Seth.
Just be Rollins.
Rollins sounds better, but no. Out of those
sounds
names,
even better. Seth Rollins.
just one. You just take the space out. It's just one name.
No.
No. Oh. No. I'm obviously going with Seth Rollins. I know you're going with R-Truth, so.
Yeah, number 30.
He is number 30, so. He is number 30.
Did you see that WWE is reporting that John Cena is injured?
Yeah, apparently, and that actually just broke about an hour and a half ago, I think, that it looks like John Cena, during a dark match last week, may have injured his foot and may not be in the Royal Rumble. So, I'm hoping he's there. Obviously, it's always a thing. Give me while we're on we'll do the Men's Rumble first. Give me a prediction. Give me a wild. Give me. Well, first, give me your official prediction, Alex.
Mine's actually Rollins.
You're going to stick with Rollins. Okay, now here's the other one. Give me two people that are not listed that are going to be in the Rumble. Give me two surprise entrants.
I'll go Booker T and Dolph Ziggler.
Booker T's a possibility. Dolph, I would say no at this point. I'm gonna say EC3 because I think we've seen him backstage, but we haven't seen him in a match yet. So I think EC3 will definitely be in this, and I'm gonna go with because last year you had your Andrade, you had your NXT champion, you had your
both NXT champions were in last year.
Yeah.
Who is it's Ciampa, isn't it?
I don't think you're gonna put Ciampa in, but I'm gonna say Johnny Gargano.
Or I could see Ricochet maybe.
Or Ricochet, but I'm gonna go with my wild card prediction is gonna be Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
But yeah, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 names confirmed for the Men's Rumble. So we still have 13 spots open right now. So there's still.
And is that Worlds Collide tournament? Oh no, that's for a title shot. That's not
for a title shot, not for. Other person I would definitely put on my potential surprise entrance list. Definitely Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I guarantee you, Pete Dunne comes out. That place is gonna have a huge pop for Pete Dunne. So,
how smarky of a crowd is Phoenix?
It's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So I think you get enough of a fly-in audience at Rumble.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, last year we were in Philadelphia too, so probably one of the.
It's also going to be at Chase Field.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that goes because it's just the sound is so different in a field versus
a stadium versus an
arena. Stadium, yeah.
And last year we were in Philadelphia, which I think, along with Chicago and New York, is probably your top 3 smart mark type crowd that you can get.
Top 3 without a doubt. Yeah.
So I am that'll be interesting to see. But I think Pete Dunne's a possibility. Okay, so Women's Rumble. We have Carmella, Ember Moon, Natalya, Bayley, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Alicia Fox, Zelina Vega, Naomi, Mickie James, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Charlotte Flair, Tamina, Dana Brooke, Lana, Nia Jax, and Nikki Cross. Totally 100%, it's all Dana Brooke.
Was that your prediction?
Yes, officially, Dana Brooke is winning it all.
All right.
No. No. My prediction is somebody that is not on this list.
Mine too. It's going to be fucking Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch is going to somehow lose the match to Asuka. She will take out Carmella. She will be number 30 in the Women's Royal Rumble, and she will win. That is.
To that I ask again. Do you think the Women's Rumble is going to close it 2 years in a row?
I think so. I think Becky as your biggest star right now. I think you're going to see Becky win the Rumble, and then I think she grabs. I think it's going to basically almost be the same as last year, where obviously last year the shock value was Ronda. I think this year Becky grabs a mic and basically calls Ronda to the ring, and we end in a stare down with Becky and Ronda.
The other thing I could see them doing is giving it to Charlotte. If they open with the Women's Rumble, I think Charlotte wins it, and then they work Becky in later with it for a triple threat.
That is also a possibility. So, again,
I do think they want to do the triple threat as much as I would rather see Becky and Ronda in a singles. I think they are going to want to do the triple threat with Charlotte.
So again, I think we've got 20 names here. So give me your wild cards on that one.
Shayna Baszler. Io Shirai. Yeah.
I'm gonna say
pretty safe.
I'm gonna take one of yours. I'm gonna say Io Shirai. And then I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I could see that too. I'm sorry. I want to change mine.
Okay.
Toni Storm.
You're going to say Toni Storm? I think...
Yeah, because I think they want to give her that feel-good moment after everything she's going through.
Yeah, and that kind of continues that. But no, I think Rhea Ripley, because I think they... Like, I look at Rhea Ripley and I say, there is no way that this girl doesn't become a huge, gigantic star. She's amazing. So I'm super, super pumped for that. So
do you think Alexa ends up in the Rumble?
I don't know what her medical status is at this point. So
I just feel like that you could do a Rumble without being totally cleared. There's a way you can.
I think she spends the show getting chased around by Otis Dozovich.
Jesus.
I'm not the only person that thought that was hilarious.
I haven't watched it.
Greedy lady.
One more. I'm gonna throw. I got one more surprise. I'm gonna throw in for the women's. I think.
Okay.
Stephanie McMahon.
Oh God, I hope not.
She did commentary on it last year. I think she enters this year.
I hope not.
Why not, Regal? It's one spot out of 30. She, after all, is the founder of the women's revolution.
If we were on Skype, I would either throw something at you or slap you right now for that statement. In the narrative that WWE tries to preach to us, that she was, fuck that shit.
I'm gonna throw something out. I'm gonna throw something out there, quick, Regal, just to get your thought on it. What if they decided to do Becky and Steph at WrestleMania?
I want Becky and Ronda. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility, though.
Like, would you hate it? Would you automatically hate it?
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be as thrilled as I would about a Becky Ronda match, but I wouldn't hate it.
What do you think does? Do you think they're equal in what they do for Becky's career? Because I almost think they are.
I definitely think the Ronda match is bigger.
Yeah, you could be right.
So, okay, let's run down the rest of this card.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
Okay, so that was fun. Singles match for the WWE United States Championship. Rusev, the champion, in a return match with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay. Rusev's the United States champion?
Yes.
Okay. I think he retains by DQ when Shinsuke punches him in the balls.
I think Rusev retains because we still haven't got confirmation about whether Shinsuke has signed a contract extension or not.
Is that really a thing?
That's still a thing as far as I know.
I have not seen that story.
The Bar versus The Miz and Shane McMahon.
Do they have a Saudi Arabian show coming up anytime soon?
Thankfully, not that I know of.
Because I was going to say, they might want to put the tag titles on Miz, or on Shane.
I mean, Shane McMahon is the best in the world, so...
He is, your Rob Shabib, murder dude's favorite wrestler.
The Miz is going to turn on Shane to set up a Mania match, right? That's the only logical reason this is happening. I cannot understand, like, every segment that is involved these two. I'm just sitting there going, where the fuck is this going?
I don't know, Miz cut a pretty believable babyface promo.
I mean, he does, and he is, but at the same time, it's just like, this kind of makes no sense. So I don't know. I almost see the Miz and Shane winning here, just to, if the turn's gonna happen, you can have him hold the titles and then have the turn happen and make it even bigger. So I'm actually gonna call the Miz and Shane winning the tag titles there.
Sure.
Things I did not think I would ever say in professional wrestling. The Miz and Shane McMahon as tag team champions. Ronda Rousey versus Shane McMahon. Ronda's retaining. Move on.
Wait, Rob, sorry. Ronda Rousey versus who?
Did I say Ronda Rousey versus Shane McMahon?
Yes, you did.
Well, either way, Ronda's still retaining. No, it's Ronda Rousey. It's Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. That's how much I don't care about this match. I'm gonna have to watch. Hopefully, we can get through this match without Sasha injuring Ronda or herself. And Ronda.
What would happen if Ronda got hurt between now and?
Vince would probably fire he would fire the agent, the ref, the other person involved in the match. He would fire everybody.
Think the ladies go on last at Mania?
Again, that a lot depends on that at this point. That is a possibility. I'm not going to say no or yes at this point. I will say that is a possibility, a very real one at this point. Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Obviously, we talked about that in the Rumble. We're both kind of in the agreement that Becky is losing this match somehow, and then going into the Rumble.
Or they could do a fuck finish.
Yeah.
You know what they could do is they could do like a ref botch or something, and then have them say, okay, Becky, you get another shot at the SmackDown Women's title, and she goes, how about instead of that, I get a shot at the Raw Women's title? That's an easy way to get her into a triple threat with Ronda and Charlotte too.
Yeah.
Although I like the idea of her winning the Rumble a little better. But I also don't see them opening with I don't see them closing with the Women's Rumble 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So maybe because I kind of because last year did they bookend with the Rumbles? No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. The men's was in the middle of the show.
Okay.
Up next, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. I'm gonna be straight up. I have no clue on this one because I have no clue if, like I said, we both predict Rollins wins the Rumble, and we assume he's challenging Brock. I have no clue where they're taking the WWE Championship for WrestleMania at this point.
I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is a show. This is a talk show or a podcast, if you will. Give it. What are you thinking?
Brian Ray.
It doesn't jump off the page at me, but it's a possibility. AJ Ray possibly jumps off the page at me too. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna call Brian retaining here just because I don't really have a grasp on this one.
Sure.
Cruiserweight title match, fatal 4-way. Buddy Murphy versus Tozawa versus Hideo Itami versus Kalisto. It'll be good. I'll tell you that much. Probably on the pre-show, more than likely. I'm just gonna say
we getting cruiserweights in the Rumble.
Well, we have Ali. There might be one. I'm gonna say
Ali's a member of the SmackDown roster now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, technically he is. I'm gonna say Buddy Murphy retains here. I know who I would love to see get a shot at the cruiserweight title. I would love Leo Rush. I would love
Is Murphy a babyface now?
Well, I think you could easily turn Buddy Murphy into a babyface and have him feud with Leo Rush. So
I think kind of a thing where Leo's such a cock that Murphy's more likable than Leo. Yeah,
exactly.
So, it's not that Buddy's likable, it's that Leo is just such a freaking prick that Leo is less likable than Buddy. Sure, yeah. I can see that.
Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor.
I'm probably wrong, but I'm predicting Balor wins.
I think it's good. I think we're in one of those situation of, I think Brock retains. I think this match is great. I think Finn, I'm hoping they give Finn the chance to go out there and prove that he can go out there and main event, that he can carry the ball. And I think Brock, if Brock shows up wanting to do business, I think that this match is great. Now keep in mind, we've obviously heard the story from Dean Ambrose that Brock, when he showed up for WrestleMania, didn't want to do business. So it's going to be a lot. This match kind of hinges on if Brock says, yeah, I'll sell for the little guy and I'll, let him get his spots, get him stuff in, and basically tell the underdogs. If you tell the story right in this match, I think you can have Finn lose and come out looking great. Do
we have anything announced? No, obviously we don't have anything announced. Do we have anything on the men's side rumored for Mania, at all?
Not really. We haven't.
I feel like normally by now we have at least a rumored card.
No, there's really not much. The only real thing we've heard rumors of is the either Becky Lynch and Ronda or Becky Lynch, Ronda, Charlotte triple threat match. The rest of the Mania card at this point is really up in the air, and
part of that is what the fuck is happening with Braun too.
And yeah, obviously the Braun. I think there may have been a very different plan if Braun is actually able to go here. So I think that's always a possibility. And yeah, what is the status of Braun?
Any chance Braun shows up and wins the Rumble?
There's a possibility there because you don't necessarily have to bump to win a Rumble. So that is a possibility, I think.
Or the other thing you could do is freaking do the Bucky Collins Rumble finish and have Braun kill Ron Killings and take his spot in the Rumble.
Oh.
And then Braun just comes out and wins.
Dude, as much as I love the idea of that spot, and I did, where obviously, for those of you who don't know, at Funky Monkey Wrestling, they had a Rumble. What do they call the Rumble? I can't remember. But their version of the Rumble. And they did a gimmick where Bucky Collins, who was a heel, essentially was the final entrant. And as he was coming to the ring, the other two men in the Rumble essentially eliminated each other. So he won the Rumble as a heel by basically walking into the ring. I think that works in a place like Funky Wrestling. I think if you do that in WWE, the backlash from fans would be insane. And I don't ever see Vince McMahon thinking that is a good idea. But I've been wrong before. Once or twice.
Yeah.
Not often, but it does happen.
Did Braun wrestle on Raw tonight?
Did he? I have not looked at Raw. I don't know.
There's a video. It looks like Braun wrestled Finn tonight.
Okay,
and
maybe.
Brock came out and attacked him.
Maybe.
So did they literally just fucking call an audible that they wanted to do Braun and Brock at Mania instead of Rumble? So they took Braun out of the fucking... I could see them doing that.
I mean, that's, again, it's a possibility. A lot of things still there. And, you know, like I've oftentimes said, I like it that way. I don't necessarily want to know or need to know everything in pro wrestling that happens. So,
you know, I don't know. I like surprises, but I also like good storytelling. And sometimes with good stories, you kind of have to be able to see it coming a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. So the fact that like none of the stories for Mania seem to be in place is a little annoying, but other than the women's, which if that's the case, it's the best story, it should be the main event.
Yeah. Real quick, Alex, let's run down NXT Takeover on Saturday night. I'm
behind on NXT. I have no idea what's going on there either.
This Takeover card doesn't jump off the page to me as much as some previous Takeovers, but I think just saying that alone makes me think this is probably going to be the best take. Just the fact that you don't think it's as exciting is going to make it the best Takeover ever.
They know what they're doing.
Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno in a match that will definitely go longer than 9 seconds, like the last one in a Takeover.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this match goes great. They're essentially 1-1 because Cassius Ohno cheated to win on a episode of NXT. So obviously, I think Riddle wins here and kind of begins his trek, I think, up the card. Obviously, he's a guy that your post-Mania, after your call-ups, I think he's going to be one of the guys that's still hanging around in NXT that will be there for the future. I
want Brock and Riddle for WrestleMania. I know that sounds crazy right now, and nobody will probably. I don't think they could book it believably. I'd have Brock drop the title to Finn, and I'd do Brock Riddle at WrestleMania, but that's just me.
Matt Riddle as a wild card in the Rumble, I think, is also a possibility too. Other than that,
I would not do Brock and Riddle for the Universal title, but I would definitely do Brock and Riddle as like one of
you can do especially if you can keep Brock around on a slight, you know, every once in a while basis. You can do a Brock Riddle match next year at WrestleMania and make it big too. So that is still very much a potential possibility, and that would just be fun.
Could you imagine Matt Riddle and Paul Heyman?
Oh, you have two guys that are legitimate badasses that could not potentially be more personality-wise different than you would have the amazingness of Matt Riddle cutting promos with Paul Heyman. When you think RVD was one, it's like Matt Riddle's on a whole other level.
But hey, Regal, don't forget RVD didn't have a stoner gimmick.
No, he didn't. Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship. That match is going to be awesome. I think Ricochet is going to retain somehow. And I think you're going
to... maybe I can see DIY with both singles titles, though, at the top.
Do you do that? Do you do DIY and then maybe have
Power Trip?
Could you imagine DIY essentially Tommaso and Johnny doing like the Power Trip gimmick in NXT? I think that would be interesting.
Beautifully, yeah. I think Gargano wins the title.
I'm just gonna stick with Ricochet on that one.
Well, you do whatever you want. That's why it's a podcast.
Yes. Undisputed Era versus War Machine, Hanson and Rowe. Again, what is the future? Where are we going in April? That's kind of where I'm at with this one. I'm gonna think Undisputed retains here to set up maybe a gimmick stipulation, like a ladder or something,
Maybe a
at the
cage.
Mania, maybe a cage at the Mania Rumble. So I think there's still, this is essentially the first match between the two teams, so I think there's a lot of miles left to go in this feud. So
Sure.
I think I'm gonna say Undisputed Era retain. What about you?
Oh, who are they facing? The War Machines?
War Machine and
War Raiders.
War Raiders, War Machine. They're always, that's one of those. It's hard for me not to say War Machine. War Raiders and the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think Undisputed Era retains, I guess. I haven't watched NXT, Regal, I'm sorry.
Okay, now this one is a match that I'm still kind of scratching my head trying to figure this one out. Women's title match: Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair.
I think Shayna retains.
I think Shayna retains. I think this is really. I've been one of the people that I've said I don't quite get the Bianca Belair thing. I know other people that are huge fans of hers.
I love her.
This is going to be kind of a make or break moment for Bianca Belair for me, I think. But there have been guys in NXT that I originally didn't get. I've oftentimes said I originally didn't get Andrade Cien Almas when he showed up.
Yeah.
So, but no, Bianca Belair is definitely. I mean, I think this is going to be the moment to see what she really because we haven't really seen her have a big match yet. So this is going to be the moment I think where we see what she can do. And then
Sure.
your main event, you got Tommaso versus Aleister Black. I think Tommaso is going to retain. I think this more than likely in some way, shape, or form is going to involve Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we're getting the power trip.
I think he gets involved. I think, do we see the heel DIY reunion? Because I think so I'm going to ask you right now, obviously we're in January, who on this TakeOver card basically finishes up in April?
I don't know. I think either DIY or Undisputed. I don't think they both get called up, but I think one of them gets called up. I'm curious to see what they do with Ricochet. I think he's got more time there because I don't think he's where they want him as a promo. I don't know.
I think it's the fact that there's somebody that's not on this card at all is Adam Cole. Yeah. I think Undisputed Era is getting called up in April, if possibly. It may be before April if there's a plan for them. That's always a possibility.
Yeah.
And I think Shayna Baszler is finished up in April.
Yeah, I do too.
But no, both should be good. We'll be gonna be a fun weekend at the McCarthy at Dell Square Gardens. So
it will, and we're both free both nights.
Yes. And coming up next week, folks, Alex, do you know the email where people can send their questions for the Hot Take Rumble?
I think it's Margaret Adele or Margaret_Adele. Margaret, what's your email? You did, I forgot.
My name, all lowercase, my given name, not.
Oh, it's margaretlaup@gmail.com.
What I said that?
You did, I forgot. I thought it was Margaret Adele.
It's margaret.laup.
Margaret.laup@gmail.com. You're gonna have to tweet that out, Regal. People don't know how to spell.
Margaret.laup@gmail.com. I will tweet this out with the episode. Yes, folks, it is the Hot Take Rumble. Give us your hot take questions. What do you want to know? We're looking for the controversial, the hard hitting, the off the wall, anything and everything. Send your questions. Email them to Margaret. Put in the headline. Put in the subject. Hot take Rumble questions. And you can send more than one. We've used more than one from one person before in the past. We need to get
30 once.
Yeah, you don't need to do 30. Somebody did that once. If we do 30, we probably won't do all 30 because we got to let other people have theirs too. But definitely, if you got more than one, send us more than one. And when Margaret will pick 30 of them out, and she will get them with us. The whole gimmick is we don't know the questions before we start the episode, and we clock us at 2 minutes, and that's the Rumble. And you will hear that next week. We will probably record that, I'm going to say, on Sunday, probably sometime in the early afternoon before the Royal Rumble. So you will hear that next Tuesday on the show. Alex, we got anybody here to do plugs?
Let me tell you something, baby.
Dusty.
Yeah, follow Alex. What?
Dusty, are you excited for the Rumble, Dusty?
Yeah, Goldust's gonna win.
You think Goldust's gonna win it?
I know.
All right.
Follow Alex at Word Real Smart Alex. Follow Margaret at Margaret Adele. Margaret _ Adele.
Follow Margaret at Twitter at Bells in a Cell. Or
At
Margaret
Bells in a Cell. Yeah. You don't need to follow her at Margaret Adele. She's got enough fucking followers on that one.
But if you want to send your questions in, Dusty, it's margaret.laup@gmail.com.
Yeah, ask questions. I'm trying to think. What else?
Slam
Follow
Fam
Regal at SCW Regal 444. Slam Fam at Slam Fam WREST. Why am I sucking at this tonight? I'm thinking about Manifest. I want to watch Manifest.
Were you sleeping, Dusty?
I was. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dusty.
What's up?
You know we got T-shirts now.
Yeah, wait, you gotta make an American Dream Dusty Rhodes T-shirt.
I'm working on one.
You are?
Yeah, we'll have a Dusty shirt.
I think it should be black with yellow writing and say, "Let me tell you something, baby."
All right, we'll work on that one, Dusty. But
polka dots.
why don't you tell them T Public is where they can get that at?
T Public. You know what though, baby? I'm gonna say it's a lot easier. It's a shit ton easier if you go to Slam Fam Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and find the link there, because I couldn't find it when I just went to T Public.
All right, Dust. Folks, we will see you next week for the Hot Take Rumble. It's always a fun time. It was super fun last year. And we will see you next week.